Hi, welcome to the New York Titans show Under the Helmet on PressPassTV. I'm Michael Artsis, joined by a New York Titans star, forward, and assistant captain, Ryan Boyle. We're here at the 4040 Club in New York City, where you can catch a good bite, a good game, and also, as we know all too well, party.
Yeah, and in this show, we're going to do everything but party. As we take a look at one of the Titans practices, we kind of follow some of the players around town, see what they're all about, check in with the Titans mascot, look towards the future, and also get some quick tips.
Now, in the off-season, you guys made a lot of changes, not only to the roster, but also in the front office. How have these changes affected the team, and how will they mold the season going forward?
I think our new CEO, Tim Kelly's done a great job just streamlining everything from the top down at our organization. Brought in some new coaches, Blaine Harris on the defensive side, brought in some new players that are really going to shore up the defensive end of things. Pat Merrill, Jamie Hanford, really going to be solidify that defense. Brought in some young, fresh talent, #1 pick overall, Jordan Hall. You got Mitch Belisle, who's the Defenseman of the Year at Cornell. So I think overall, the coaching staff has been raised, the talent's been raised, and everything's been going much smoother in the front office.
And you got a lot of guys who are coming back that the team has already started to gel with. How are the new guys going to gel with these guys who come back from last season?
I mean, I think the big thing was having a year under our belt. I think when everybody came back from last season, it really was, the end of the season just anew. And what you saw at the end of the year when we beat Toronto was really guys come together. So when we got together for the practice the first practice of the year, it wasn't like learning guys' names, learning a system. We already had things down pat, and now it's just kind of moving forward. We already had some momentum to build on.
And you've already played at the Garden. You've gotten those jitters out. I mean, it's one of the most amazing places to play. We've talked about that. I know you feel that it's the most amazing place to play. But you've gotten those jitters out of your system, so you can just kind of put that out of your mind and get into the game and just play. What do you tell the new guys going forward, saying, hey, it's just like playing anywhere else, it's just better?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a trial by fire type of thing. I think playing our first away game in Portland is going to be a huge test for us because they've got a great atmosphere. And I told all the young guys it's like nothing you've ever experienced before. So I think it's going to be a great test for them. So when we come back to the Garden, they're going to know that excitement's there, but it's going to be on their side, pushing them forward, as opposed to being something they got to fight against.
Any hazing that you're going to do to these new guys? Anything that you experienced?
At this point in your professional career, you mess around with the rooks a little bit, but for the most part, they're grown-ups. You leave them alone. You let them kind of go about their business. We had a little fun with Jordan, especially when we came to camp a little bit late, and we've been kind of getting under Mitch's skin a little bit, but that's just because he's easy to tease. But all in all, it's been a real good team bonding experience.
Now, what about the practices? How have the practices been going, and how have you guys been able to gel and kind of come together and practice? I know you also have a new defensive coach.
Yeah, practices, for the most part, have been very smooth and efficient. It's just been hard because kind of guys going in and out. We had a few injuries kind of on the off season that have been. I think guys can be banged up, they're trying to get over, but I think for the most part, guys are really coming together during those practices. We already had our offensive system in place, so that wasn't any adjustment going forward, but the defensive system has really changed, and I think that's kind of the biggest thing for us, but in a positive light. I think, last year our defensive system kind of worked towards the end, but we still had some kinks we had to work out. Blaine really came in and shored those up.
Now, I know that you guys practice your butts off and you practice really hard. Our own PressPassTV correspondent, Francesca Iacovangelo, is at practice. She's finding out what it's like for you guys to practice and showing the audience kind of what you guys go through in practice. Francesca?
Thanks, guys. I'm here in Rahway, New Jersey at the New York Titans practice facility, finding out how these guys are gearing up for the season and what it's like to practice in the National Lacrosse League. Check it out.
Reset the two. Reset the two. Man up. Defense is here.
My name's Pat Madalena. I'm a veteran in this league. I've played 8 years. It's my second year with the Titans. Was picked up in the expansion draft by the team last year. At practice, we do various different drills. We vary from shooting drills with the goalies. We do transition drills.
Go, go, go!
We do offensive and defensive drills that help focus and build the pieces of the puzzle to help put everything together for the games.
You probably saw a lot of goalie work where we're just giving goalies, shots and getting them moving around a little bit and getting confident back in the net.
The whole game is shooting and finishing. So our whole first part of practice, that hour is just straight shots for us. So for the three goalies, I couldn't count how many shots we see in a session, let alone in one practice day. It's incredible.
Then we break into usually some transition type work and work on the rest of the keys we haven't gone over in the weekend. We did a lot of power play man short today.
All right, you guys are just kill the clock. If you guys can set up that simple last 10 seconds. Pies! Pies, you're on defense! You're on defense!
Transition, obviously a guy who plays offense and defense. First, when we're playing defense and we get the ball settled, we try and bring it up floor. And those, who can play offense and defense, run up the floor. Those who can't, they call them stay-at-home defensemen. They run straight to the bench and get our more, offensive guys on the floor. So, if someone watches a game, there's a lot of substitution that goes on. A lot of players crisscrossing. So it's a little mayhem, but we know what we're doing.
This day is more about, we're not going to bang each other around a whole heck of a lot. We're going to get a lot of shots in. The first day is usually banging around. The second day is usually getting a lot of shots and a lot of talking, a lot of working through some X's and O's.
When you get your feet moving in and to the net, but I think it's going to be a step in and find Mikey.
Do you guys get pretty intense in practice? Is it like that?
Yeah, guys are fighting for spots, and no one's secure on the team. You can get cut or released at any time. So once you let your guard up, someone can step right in there. So you always got to be ready to play.
I think that going hard at one another, we recognize, and we're professional athletes, that the harder we get hit, the better it's going to prepare us for games. And all championship teams, they practice like champions. So I really think that if we continue to do that, even if it's the night before a game, we just come after each other a little bit and practice like champions, and it's going to make us a better team.
Nice look.
We're here Friday through Sunday. Our first preseason was 3 sessions on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. So it's a pretty rigorous workout, but it pays off come playoff time, and that's what we're shooting for.
Titans on 30. 1, 2, 3. Titans!
Let me tell you, it's not as easy as it looks, guys, out on that practice field. These players have been practicing for several months, getting ready for their season, and all of the practices have been very intense. As these guys told me, if they're going to be a championship team, they have to practice like one. Well, that's all from me here in Rahway, New Jersey. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Francesca. The crazy thing is these guys work regular jobs when they're not New York Titans. That means that they practice when they have time to practice, they kick some butt at practice, then they go to the games where they crack some skulls. And on Monday through Friday, from 9 to 5, they work regular day jobs. That's pretty tough. And speaking of crazy, the New York Titans mascot, who is crazy, happens to have a new name. You, the fans, helped the Titans mascot pick out a new name during this offseason. You went to the Titans website, nytitans.com, and overwhelmingly voted on the new name, Titus, to be the Titans mascot's name. I think Titus is coming here now. Here he is. How you doing? Do you like the new name, Titus? Apparently he does. I heard recently that you got a chance to ring the bell at the New York Stock Exchange, the opening bell. How was that experience? You know what? Let's just take a look at that footage.
This is Ryan Boyle from the floor of New York Stock Exchange. Just trying to take you through a little bit of our day-to-day. We kind of got down here a little earlier than expected. Make sure you're early bird, and kind of chilled out up in the one of the main rooms, one of the board rooms. Talk with Larry, and kind of took us through some of the history of the New York Stock Exchange, which was really exciting. Got to go through some of the kind of the older pieces of artwork.
It's some Russian treasure.
Which is really nice, just to kind of get his take on things, and especially enlightening was how he went through how the technology has changed.
It used to be that every hour or so somebody would have to sweep the floor because there was so much paper on it. It was just like, when you come down here and you ever seen the floor, you go, this is a junkyard. It's just like crap everywhere. And now so much of what they do is electronic. They have these handhelds where they can completely work orders with a stylus. They have microphones built in. They have optical rendering, where a touchpad, so they write and it just scans right up to wherever they want it to go. It's very cool technology.
And once it started getting kind of closer to game time, we walked down some back stairs, got a chance to go through the floor a little bit. Actually ran into a friend of mine from the Jersey Shore, but as soon as I try to talk to him, of course I get whisked away because we got to get up there, and because apparently everything stays on time here. You can't really be a minute late or even 5 seconds late. So got a chance to go up to the podium where the bell's rung, and it's really just exciting to be able to look out and just see this just mass of computers and people and energy. It's just an amazing experience, amazing rush. The whole energy around, surrounding it makes it a little bit nerve-wracking, where you're like, you want to make sure you're standing there and you're not doing anything you're not supposed to be doing. And obviously with Titus ringing the bell, he's supposed to, push down at the right moment, hold it for the right moment. I'm here with defenseman Mitch Belisle. He's a rookie on the team. Mitch, tell me about the experience here. What was going through your mind as the bell rang?
You know, it was real exciting. There's a lot going on the floor, and it was fun being up there and knowing you're on TV. A lot of people watching you, so it was exciting.
Here with Tim Kelly, COO of the New York Titans. Tim, just touch a little bit briefly on just the experience and what it means to the Titans organization to have this opportunity.
We have a great product, and a lot of Wall Street people are fans or played it in college, and the reception we got here today was very upbeat, and it was a positive experience. I mean, I can't think of anything that we could do that would get our name out there more than what we did today at the Stock Exchange.
And following the opening bell, the Titans players and mascot had an opportunity to do a little German television. I think it's really going to bring in a new market for us. Touch a little bit about that.
Well, you know, the international flair with that German TV is just top notch. You know, it's a shame we couldn't have anyone that spoke German to interview there. I know Casey Powell knows a little bit, but it's perfunctory at best. So, you know, I think we'll see a lot of German fans at the game from that piece.
I agree, and I'm really looking forward to it. The Titans, along with David Hasselhoff, are now huge in Germany.
Huge.
I'm now here with Casey Powell, star forward for the New York Titans. Case, old news at this point. 2 years in a row, you've done the opening, you've done the closing. Does it lose any of its special quality, or is it always still an incredible experience?
Well, it's always exciting. It's definitely old hat for me. You know, it's nothing major anymore, but just to start the world's market is a big thing. It's a big deal. It's a lot of excitement. It's actually quite an honor to be here.
Do you prefer opening or closing?
Well, I always like to end the day. But starting the day and seeing the excitement, so looks pretty good. You can see the excitement in the guys' eyes here, ready to get after it, make some money today. So as being a professional lacrosse player, we don't make a lot of money. These guys are big money guys, so they get a little bit more excited.
So Casey opened last year, 07. Titus the Titan did in 08. Did you have any words of wisdom for Titus?
I think he did a great job. I think he brought a little bit more excitement than I did in the past, and we may need him for 09.
So after that, we got a chance to come down and kind of cruise around the floor a little bit and interact with some of the traders and see what they go through on their day-to-day job. So it's really an incredible experience to see the behind the scenes of what runs the market. And PressPass is always giving you a behind the scenes look in the sports world, and now they're branching out and giving you a little behind the scenes in the business world.
I'm joined now by two members of the New York Titans dance team, Randy and Crystal. These ladies are looking forward to an excellent season. They get to participate in all the Titans events and also the games. They cheer the team on. They've got some great dance moves, and then they get to psych the fans up. What's it like for you guys performing in Madison Square Garden? How excited are you to look forward to this season?
Well, this is my first season dancing for the New York Titans, and I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a great time.
What do you think the best part is going to be about being out there on the floor, getting the fans going?
I think just the overwhelming excitement and just the love of the game and having fun while we're out there.
Now, when you're out there representing the Titans, what do you say to people? Do you say, come to the games? Do they know what they're talking about? What's going on?
I just try to, tell them that there's a great dance team that goes on in halftime, and, the sport is pretty cool, so.
I know you guys practice really hard. What is practice like? I know you made it through a rigorous training program and tryouts. What is practice like at this point?
It's going really smoothly. I think a lot of the girls are just absolutely amazing, and we just have a really great choreographer, and it's just all coming together perfectly.
Well, I'm glad you guys are psyched for the season. You got the moves down. How many different routines do you have?
So far, we learned 4 routines. We're looking forward to learning 3 more. So, it should be good.
7 routines, that's some pretty hot stuff. You got to check out the Titans dance team during the games. Thank you, ladies, for joining us. It's great to see you, and we look forward to seeing you guys out at all the Titans events. And thank you. Not bad, Case.
Good shot.
Thank you very much. It's a good way to start. Casey Powell, everyone, captain and a star of the New York Titans. So it's still my shot here. What is it like to be on the road with the guys and to bond? Do you get a chance to do that on the road?
Absolutely. That's what being on the road is all about. We represent, obviously New York, but it's a great chance for us to go out and get to know each other.
Nice shot.
A lot of guys work 9 to 5 throughout the week, and it's basically like going on vacation with 20 of your best friends. So by the end of the season, you really get to know each other, and especially some of the rookies who we take under our wing, and you know, give them an opportunity to hang out and meet us and learn from some of the veterans who've been doing this for a long time.
So when you're on the road, do you guys play a lot of pool?
Play some pool in our time. We like to compete, like to play a lot of cards and do a lot of different things. But anything that involves competition in any manner, from from playing cards on the plane to the post-game parties, everything seems to be a competition.
Well, speaking of getting to know the players, our own Andrea Fasano is at Titans practice getting to know some of the guys, and she's letting you do the same. Andrea?
All right, thanks guys. Well, I'm here in Rahway, New Jersey at the New York Titans practice facility where we're getting to know some of the players. They just finished practice, and I'm standing here right now with the coach of the team, Adam Mueller. So Adam, can you tell us a little bit about practice and how it's turning out so far?
It's turning out good. We're just finishing up training camp. Today's our last practice. The guys have been going at it pretty hard for about 12 weeks now, and they're anxious to get into banging around with other guys other than their teammates. Our makeup this year is a lot like last year. We're a very athletic team. We brought in a couple key players in the offseason that have won in this league and should bring a winning attitude and edge to us this year.
I know a lot of the players have jobs away from the field. Do you have a job away from the field?
I do. I'm in sales with a company called Peace Products in Malvern, Pennsylvania. So I'm in sales and put in the 40, 50 hours a week. And again, trying to work this around family and everything else going on. I've been doing this for 19 years, and in all 19 years I've had another job. So you get into a rhythm where you get to Thursday and you're dying to get away because you're basically doing what you love for a couple days, and a lot less distractions and responsibilities.
That step in, when you get your feet moving in and to the net, but I think it's going to be a step in and find Mikey.
All right, thanks so much. Great to meet you. Good luck on the season.
Thanks.
I'm here now standing with Matt Ulrich. Matt, how you doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you again, too.
He's a transition player for the New York Titans, and so you're coming back this year. Tell me a little bit about the team and how practice has been going.
Practice has been great. Intensity's there. We're ready to go for next weekend. Got a lot of vets back, a lot of new guys in the mix, so we're ready to go.
All right, now, I heard last year the offense was number 6 in the league. Now, how is the defense going to pick it up this year?
We got a lot of guys last year who were first, second year in the league. Got a lot of guys that are back, some more veterans together. They're working hard, working on pushing picks out and really stepping up our game, and we're ready to pick up our end and win some games this year.
How are you enjoying your time in New York so far?
It's great. You kidding me? Manhattan's the best city in America. I love it.
I'm back with John Orson, the transition player for the Titans. John, I know you guys have jobs away from the field, most of you, so can you tell us a little about what you do?
It's kind of a lot of finance stuff. I work in Midtown Manhattan. I also live in Manhattan, so it's nice to get out here on the weekends and get out of the corporate life a little bit and enjoy myself. So.
Yeah, this is your fun time, right?
Right, definitely.
So being in Manhattan, do you get to show a lot of the guys, maybe the Canadians, around and let them see the sights and take them out on the sound?
Yeah, last weekend a couple of guys stayed after practice and we went out a little bit. After games, it's a good time to show them around a little bit, show them cool places, and
All right, well, good luck for the beginning of the season. We'll see you on January 31st. Well, there you have it. We hope you got to know your New York Titans a little bit better. These guys sure know how to keep busy on and off the turf. That's all for me at the practice facility in Rahway, New Jersey. Back to you guys.
So Casey beat my butt on the pool table, and now he's going to beat my butt in a different way. He's going to show me some penalties. I know the penalties can be a little confusing in indoor lacrosse, so why don't you take me through a couple of them?
They're a little confusing, and sometimes we don't even realize what the ref's calling out there, but some of the major penalties one of them is a slashing penalty, and a slashing penalty occurs when you wind up and nail somebody in the helmet, hit him in the head. I thought about it, but I pulled at the last second there. Another thing is a tripping penalty. If you stick it between somebody's legs and get them to the side, you can get a tripping penalty. Okay, if somebody has their back to you, okay, you're not allowed to hit them in the back, especially push them into the boards. Okay, so there's a lot of different penalties like that, and there's all sorts of little ones out there. But one of the major ones, and this is sometimes legal in the game, is the cross-check. The cross-check is basically these big, gooned defensemen will come up and slam that stick in and put you over the boards.
Let's get away from all this aggression.
Now, Ryan, you got a chance recently to interview some of your teammates, and you went pretty hardcore on the questions. How did it feel to be the interviewer?
Well, I think it was such a unique opportunity because I certainly know what I felt going through the day. And usually you get someone interviewing you that isn't really sure what your experience was like, and that's the whole point. It's a point of view from the outside looking in. Whereas I think I was able to give a little bit more of an insider's take and ask some questions that maybe it normally wouldn't get asked because I was a part of the experience.
I think what was interesting about it was that you actually take the fans into your world. You ask maybe some of the questions that you want to know the answers to, see how your teammates feel, and in addition to that, some of the things you have insight to that gives them an inside perspective of what's going on inside the Titans organization.
Yeah, I mean, I think not only that, but it's also a little bit different because obviously they know me and they have a little bit different comfort level answering a question with me as opposed to maybe something they don't know. And then along with that, because they know me so well, they kind of know my sense of humor, the way I kind of like to mix things up, and so it allowed me to kind of show my personality as being the interviewer, asking some questions that normally they're not going to get asked.
All right, well, let's take a look at that footage. Ryan Boyle, a pretty tough interview.
A lot of uncertainty going into the season for Mitch. He's a rookie. He's never played indoor before. He's getting a start this week coming up against Portland. What are you looking forward to most?
I think just coming out and in front of fans, although it won't be at home, I'm real excited to get out there on the floor and play against some of the NLL's greats and with some of the NLL's greats. So I'm really excited about it.
So Mitch was Defenseman of the Year last year, Cornell, first-team All-American. Lot riding on his shoulders. Really looking forward to big things from him. What has been the biggest adjustment defensively going from outdoor to indoor?
I think obviously I was a long pole and outdoor, and now I'm a short stick, so that's a big adjustment. But in general, I think it's just the speed of the game, the pace of the game, and the way the ball bounces around. So I was a hockey player. I think that helps a little bit, but really just getting used to that speed and that change of pace.
So coming off a 4-12 season, a couple key acquisitions in the offseason, great draft, pick up Jordan Hall with #1 pick up Mitch Belisle, Defenseman of the Year, able to get a couple veterans in, Jeff Ratcliffe, Jamie Hanford, Pat Merrill through various free agent, supplemental draft. How do you see some of those guys fitting in and moving forward with the team?
I mean, from the first day of practice to now, they've gelled together pretty nicely. We had to strengthen up our defense the most, and we did that with picking up guys like Mitch, who were outstanding in the outdoor game, both in college and this summer in the MLL. And I'm excited to see what young guys like him can do. Our offense, I think, was pretty solid. With Casey coming back and yourself and Jordan Hall, a new Canadian addition to the team. I think the sky's the limit, and it's just a matter of time and how long it takes to gel.
So another key change in the offseason was bringing in a new defensive coach, just like you mentioned, shoring up that defense. We brought in, Blaine Harrison, who obviously is a Canadian coach, knows the game a little bit better on that side of the ball. Just touch a little bit about what you kind of foresee from him.
That was a huge pickup, almost as big as anyone we drafted or brought in via trade. Head coach Adam Mueller has a lot of faith in Blaine, and no offense to anyone last year who was on the staff, but Blaine brings a lot of experience, and as you said, a lot of the Canadian perspective to the game, which I think can only help us. We're a predominantly American team, but with that Canadian mindset, there's no telling how good our defense can be. We're looking to be in the top half of the league this year after having a poor showing last year, and after that, if we put defense together with the offensive talent we have, we can really make waves in this league.
Okay, high hopes going to this season. Obviously, disappointing 4-12 and last year. What are some goals this year for you personally and as a team? Where do you kind of see this team fitting in this season?
I am in it to win it. Just want to turn things around here. We've got a lot of support in New York City, and I'm just looking forward to turning things around this season and having a great year personally and as a team.
Casey Powell, ladies and gentlemen.
This is the tip segment on the Titans Under the Helmet show here at the 4040 Club. In the house of the 4040 Club here in New York City, Casey Powell from the New York Titans and Ryan Boyle. And guys, you're going to give us some quick tips?
We are. First thing we're going to talk about is stick protection. One of the most important things in lacrosse, obviously, is to get used to your stick. One of the keys to stick protection is your hand placement. You want to try the stick, the more you play with it, you want it to become an extension of your body. One thing I like to do is keep my hands about hip width apart. The next thing you want to concentrate on is the cradling. To keep the ball in your stick, you want to keep your stick straight up and down, keep your body protecting it. Use a small wrist cradle, keep the ball in motion. And I want to put my arm up to protect. I want my hand down to prevent from some checks, and if somebody's open out there on the field, I can pop my hand up. But what that arm does, it protects from stick checks, Okay, can also use it as leverage running into somebody, almost like a forearm in football. So those are just a couple quick tips on stick protection.
The most underrated muscle in all of lacrosse is the wrist, and this really controls everything with your passing, your catching, your stick checks, everything. So it's really important you work on your wrists, and the way I like to do that is just by getting with my stick and a ball and just really snapping over the top, both over the top and then coming back. And then basically it controls everything. Anytime you throw a fake, whether it's a high fake, whether it's a low fake, whether you're going the old near far or near far near, far near.
Far?
Yeah, near, you can do near far near. Okay, no matter what it is, it's all about your wrists. Just make sure that whether you're doing wrist curls when you're working out or just playing around with your stick, always work on your wrists because they really control everything you do with the stick.
Thanks for joining us. This is the end of the Titans Under the Helmet show. Check out their schedule. They got a lot of home games at Madison Square Garden, and while tickets are selling out fast, there are some tickets still available. To find out more about the Titans or the Titans dance team, which I'm happy to tell you all about, log on to their website at nytitans.com. You can also check out our videos there or on our website, PressPassTV.com. I want to thank everybody involved, Casey Powell, Randy, Crystal, Ryan Boyle, Andrea and Francesca, and of course the wonderful Press Pass TV staff that works behind the scenes, Adam and Peter Poon, Dan Cohen, and all the wonderful people that work at Press Pass TV. I'd also like to thank Yonit and Elizabeth at the 4040 Club for all their help. I'm Michael Artis for everyone at Press Pass TV. Be terrific.